Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel, everyone. My name is Gary Beekler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And surprise live stream tonight. I was kind of debating on whether I was going to do one or not, but then I was going over Deadline Hollywood and I saw something that really I thought was kind of interesting. And I don't know if anybody else had saw that. It's kind of buried. Maybe it's not big news. You know, we've heard this before. It was just a dinner, but it's like this isn't comicbook.com reporting on it or even the Hollywood Reporter. This is Deadline, so they're somewhat legit. And it says here the starter. Here, I'll even share it with you. Let's share it. This is just based on a Twitter picture. God, Twitter, freaking Twitter. Star Trek The Next Generation reunion possible on the Picard series. Now, this is a bit of a stretch because it's based on a tweet, but let's read it. And it's written by Dino Ray Ramos. There you go, Dino. Giving you some pub here, buddy. Or lady, I'm not sure. Yeah, it says here, Star Trek The Next Generation photo fuels speculation of a reunion on the Picard series. Cast members from Star Trek The Next Generation recently beamed down for, this is not starting out well, down for a reunion dinner. And now Trekkies, which I don't have a problem with that, by the way. If I was going to refer to myself as anything, I'm not a Trekker nor a Trekkie, but I would go Trekkie, you know, because we used to, fans of Trek used to take that as a derogatory term. And again, like Tyrion Lannister, you wear shit like that, like armor. Yes, I'm a Trekkie. So Trekkies are wondering if this is a taste of what's to come on CBS's All Access forthcoming Captain Jean-Luc Picard series. Marina Sirtis, who plays Deanna Troi on the series, tweeted a picture of her, LeVar Burton, Geordie LaForge, Gates McFadden, Beverly Crusher, Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard, Brent Spinner, Data, and Michael Dorn as Worf. We love Worf. Having a nice reunion dinner with the caption, "The gang's all here." Well, most of us anyway. Hashtag friendship, hashtag TNG, hashtag OMG. Missing from the photo is Jonathan Frakes, who plays Commander Riker. Maybe he didn't beam down in time. Well, somebody's got to watch the ship. Thank God Wesley Crusher wasn't there. Jesus, that would have bummed me out. This single picture put fans in a frenzy. Are we in a frenzy? Are you all feeling frenzied? I'm not feeling frenzied yet. As they speculated that the reunion might spill over from a casual dinner to television. One could only hope. And here we go. Earlier this month, it was announced the new series focusing on the next chapter of Picard's life will air on CBS All Access. However, it will not be a Star Trek: The Next Generation reboot. It will be shepherded by Star Trek Discovery co-creator and executive producer Alex Kurtzman, who was tapped to oversee development of the new Star Trek content under the new overall deal with CBS Studios, which, if you all listen to the Midnight's Edge live stream earlier this evening with Random and Rob and Tom, they talked about like how CBS Studios is in constant change right now, and there's some stuff going on with Les Moonves. Definitely go check that out. They talked about it in detail, and that there's changes going on. There's lots of changes going on. So yeah, here's the picture. Here's a bigger version of it. There's a bigger version of it. Oh, look at them. They all look so happy. And they all look great. Look at that. Is this going to bring a reunion? It looks like they finished all their dinner too. They didn't drink the rest of their water. There's a little half cup of coffee there, some wine. Looks lovely. It would have been a good photo bomb opportunity right there. That lady should have totally, the one with her fist over her nose right there. That would have been she lost opportunity. Never get that again. So how do I feel about a possible, well, of course, did you think there wouldn't be? I thought I was pretty convinced that we would get some kind of closure on Next Generation. I don't know if you all felt, I never felt closure. Even with the last film, I didn't feel like that was a good, bow wrapped on top of the whole next generation thing. I was always hoping we get at least one more movie, and hopefully a good one. Um, but yeah, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. I think they'll all show up. I don't know if they'll all show up at once, but it'll be there. They'll be there probably in the first episode, and then we'll see, what Picard is doing. I honestly, is it's awesome to have him back. I can't say that doesn't, make me a little bit happy. But then I play the tape all the way through, as we do in recovery. I play the tape all the way through and think about his age. Like, what kind of a show are we going to get? And is this really what we want? And how many times have we seen these things go wrong? And at best, you get an anomaly like Cobra Kai or something like that. But now everybody in Hollywood, when they see one thing work, they try to copy it, and they're all, well, we'll get another Cobra Kai. And I almost guarantee Alex Kurtzman saw Cobra Kai and thinks, well, we can do that with Picard in some way or another. No, that was lightning in a bottle. That is not going to happen again. So the downsides are there's so many. It could tarnish the legacy. I think what will happen with the Picard series, this is of course without seeing it, and I could be totally wrong, but we'll get what we get with like After MASH or something like that. It's just something completely forgettable. Remember, does anybody remember all those Gilligan's Islands reunions they did in the 80s? The Brady Bunch ones? They were fun to watch for like a second, and then you realize, oh, they're all old, and this isn't the Brady Bunch, or Gilligan's, like, they've been on that island for 30 years. They could have built a bridge to wherever by then, yeah. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be much, to be honest with you. I don't know what they can do with Picard. It won't be action packed, that's for sure. So is it going to be sitting around reminiscing? It's probably going to rely heavily on the new characters that are going to be in it. Is it going to be a courtroom drama? Are they going to do like Space Matlock? I don't know. Let's get to the chat. What do you think, everybody? So, hi, everybody. Yeah, I was pretty drained today, so I didn't think I was going to do a live stream. I watched Random's live stream today, and then I watched Midnight's Edge. I listened to it while I was driving home from work. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to talk about a couple things, and I was kind of weighing it between, I want to watch Jack Ryan, or do I want to live stream? And I don't know, Jack Ryan's just not doing it for me. So I chose live stream. What's up, Tim F? What's up, Man of Action? David Hill, Cardinal Doomsday, Man of Action, Silhouetted Animator, Kevin Bates, Ken Jack Ben. Am I serious about this? I don't know. I am just asking a question as far as hang on. My mouse fell there. That's what Deadline is reporting, and I think it's just to throw it out there. I don't think I think there'll be a reunion of some sorts on the Picard series. Did we think there would not be? I'm not surprised about this at all. But you can't go home again. You can't go home again. We will see when the show comes out. It's probably going to be late 2019. I don't know what anybody else's schedule is. I know, Jonathan Frakes is the one who's busy. He's the one directing everything these days. So I don't know. Yeah, thanks for doing this, Gary. I needed my neurotic fix. Cool. Yeah, that's why we're here. Get to the chat here. Alex Kurtzman has his head so far up his butt you wouldn't know what to do with it if you gave him a map. No, he wouldn't. And I still think he's absolutely the wrong person in charge. And the powers that be put him in charge in the most lazy fashion. They just went, well, he's related to JJ, and JJ's like doing so great now. Because to be honest with you, the powers that be, the people who run these studios, they're not watching YouTube channels or paying attention to Twitter. They're counting the money. So they think everything's great. And they are told by their handlers that these critics out there are a small minority. And that's why you hear that quite a bit. It's because the people in power, the people, even the journalists who used to be, remember when journalists used to be out there for us, the people, and not shills for the company. That's that, it's the great divide now is the journalists and the entertainment companies, almost against us in some fashion. And not in every case, of course, but in certain fandoms right now, it seems that way. It really does. Bring back Wesley as captain, says David Hill. I'm blocked by Wesley. Well, he's not on Twitter anymore, but I was blocked by him on Twitter. I could not tell you why. I think the most controversial thing I've said is there's a live stream on. Check it out. #Nerderotic. What's up, feisty fan? Mary Ashmead. Lemac, how are you? Harley's little sister. What's up? Big Bang Theory should have Penny getting a commercial contract with William Shatner as a finale. Hey, if William Shatner was in it, I might watch it. That might get me to watch it. Kevin Bates says, I like Wesley. I was never a Wesley fan. I was not. But that's okay. Wasn't all his fault. It was his writing. It was the writing. And season 1. Oh, yes. Oh, you did. Yeah, that's another thing. On Twitter, if you vote for The Expanse, if you retweet The Expanse for Entertainment Weekly, it puts them up for some kind of award. And Mary Ashby says, I voted for The Expanse 75 times for the People's Choice Award. I have 3 emails. You can vote 25 times in each category. Well, I better get busy because I only voted once. Shut up, Wesley. Oh, man. I want Patrick Stewart to show up in Legion as well, silhouetted animator. That's honestly why I'm bummed about this series. I was like, there goes his Legion cameo. He still could do a cameo. I think that would be great. And we need to do it soon because I don't think Legion's going to go past season 3 because of the Marvel Fox or the Disney Fox sale, unfortunately. Yes, I have all the Gilligan's Islands DVDs. Yeah, I watched them all too, and I was excited when they did the reunions. Remember when the Monkees had a resurgence in the 80s? And they did tours and they would play after baseball games. And I saw them after a Padres game. It was pretty cool. Oh, a super chat. What's up? Grady Broyles. Boop you on the nose, boop. Boop. What's up, Grady? How's it going? I certainly hope that the Picard series is good. I have my doubts, but I do hope for the best. CSI in space. Yeah, we could do that. We could do CSI in space. I mean, there's that thing where I could pretty much watch Patrick Stewart do in anything. One of the best things I've seen him do, I don't know if any of you were lucky enough to do this, but he used to do in LA, he did every Christmas, he did a one-man show on A Christmas Carol. And it was brilliant. And you used to be able to buy DVD or not CDs of that. I highly recommend it. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a DVD of it, but I saw him a couple times live doing that. It's so good. It was so damn good. So yeah, I think he can save just about anything. I just don't know what we're seeing 2 opposing forces coming together. And basically matter and antimatter coming together with Kurtzman and Patrick Stewart. So we will see. Hey, what's up? The official Dougie J. Dark Legion. I still have the entire 2-issue run. Yeah. So I'm looking into that. Okay. So just a quick filler. There's a alt-right guy. I don't want to get political, so I'm not gonna. So I won't respond to anything political other than there's an alt-right guy named Vox Day who has a comic book line, and within that comic book line, in some fashion, he's using the title. I don't know if it's using as a moniker, like Marvel Comics would do, like Marvel Knights, which was kind of it's a subtitle to brand a a certain set of issues. Like Marvel Knights was the more adult comics. So I don't know if he's using Dark Legion as a title or as a moniker. I don't know how that relates to the fact that I own the copyright and the trademark to Dark Legion. Dark Legion's a comic that I self-produced back in the 90s with my friend official Dougie J as a co-writer on it, co-creator. And I have a poor man's copyright and official copyright too. Both copies are in the Library of Congress. I paid all the money. I did that on LegalZoom when it was like a week old. And yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I've talked to an IP lawyer, and I don't know if it's worth the time. But and let's just stick it in that guy's ear a little bit, which would be kind of fun. A little bit, right? I mean, come on. It's an alt-right dude. So Dark Legion belongs to Gary. We fight, says Movie Fanobi. Oh, yeah. So I'm also reaching out to a couple of comic pros to see what they think about copyright law is murky, and I don't know shit about it, to be honest with you. So hi Mecca, how's it going? How's it going? That great live stream, great 2 live streams earlier. Man, you were busy today. You were busy today. So yeah, and then a lot of other stuff happened today. But this one caught my eye for at least a title. I always thought Star Trek Jag would be a good show. Ken Jack Ben, I don't know how joking you are about, but I mean something like that I would watch. Mecca had a cool idea for if you wanted, if they're going to make a bunch of Star Trek shows, so why not like make like a fun one? Like Mecca had what was your idea? This is copyright and trademark Mecca Random 42, by the way. It's something between like the Love Boat and Fantasy Island, and you have like a hotel on a planet, and you have guests show up, and it's within the Star Trek world. It sounded kind of fun. I liked it. But then, yeah, I would want to see like a Section 31, like spy, wet works, Star Trek, and maybe some weird like black market Star Trek, something like that. If you really want to go crazy with it, go crazy with it. But I still like the basic people on a ship and going somewhere. Anti-Trekker had a really good idea for one. I heard him talking about like they have this mothership, and only the mothership can travel like between galaxies, and the mothership has like 7 or 8 ships inside it. So this mothership can jump from galaxy to galaxy, but it can't do it all the time. So what it basically does is it takes Star Trek out and limits it, because he made a good point that I honestly had not thought of. By going forward with Star Trek, if you want to go 80 years past the next generation, the technology is so insane. They're basically gods at this point. So it's kind of hard to limit them. So you gotta find a way to bring drama in there. And it's pretty much the same argument with Superman. Is like, how do you write a consistent Superman story? Well, more than half of them, you just weaken Superman. Well, that's not very exciting. So, I guess that was a pretty solid argument about going forward too much. Yes, the amazing Rando 42 has now entered the chat. Star Trek Criminal Minds. That's right. Peter Dinklage could play with the little fella. Oh God. Now he's already playing him. He's playing him on HBO. Star Trek The Ovary, taking place in a 24th century gynecological office. Well, wouldn't you just need to replicate everything? I mean, you could just go boop, I always loved it when Bones was like horrified at the 20th century medical. He's like, they're using scalpels, Jim. God damn it. Savages. They're cutting people open. What's up, Carrie Dalton? How you doing? Ken Jack Ben in his most serious face. I am not joking at all. Awesome. I like that idea. I do. Uh, yeah, Fantasy Island on Raija. Is that what she said? Ken Jack Ben? Yeah. I was mostly paying attention to that live stream. You got to realize I'm working half the time too. But to be honest, when I'm at work, let's be honest a little bit. Been doing that job for so long. I mean, they get like 50%, and that's all they really need. I mean, it's like I can do it with one hand. We have moments of craziness, but it's usually when Elon tweets calling calling some guy who lives in Thailand a child raper or something like that. Did you guys hear about that? So it's gotten to the point now. Every time I come to work, I got it. The first thing I do is see what Elon tweeted and see what the latest Tesla news is. Our stock took it in the nuts today. Wow. Yeah. Stone knives and bear skins. Says Harley's little sister. Yeah. It's like the goddamn Spanish Inquisition. Didn't Bones say that in Star Trek 4 The Voyage Home? I can't remember. Doug? That's you, buddy. Oh, no, I did. Oh my God, Feisty, I'm sorry. Hell, do it, Gary. Dark Legion is yours. Hi, hope you're having a good evening. I am a bad host. I'm sorry, Feisty fan, for $4.99. You think I should? Really? Okay. Why not? Nerdrotic versus Vox Day. Oh, I'm sure that'll end well. Internet blood sports. Love Boat Fantasy Island on Ryza. There you go. That belongs to Mecha. Yeah, copyright Mecha Random 42 and trademark. All intellectual property that belongs to somebody else, but it's her ideas. So there. Ken Jack Ben. Captain Picard kills the Star Trek universe. He wakes up and realizes that everybody needs to die. Yeah, he goes Thanos on everybody, and hijacks like the latest version of the Enterprise, which you could basically pilot by yourself 80 years later with some implants. And he just starts wiping everybody out. I went this far. I went further. Going down here. Let's see. Oh, Gary, Philip DeFranco talked about Elon on his video today. Yeah, I'd imagine it's been pretty tense at work right now. Yeah, there's lots of meetings. I can't really say much. There's a lot of meetings going on. Yeah. I just roll in there and do my job. Voyage Home was great. Even if they acted like Monterey Bay Aquarium was an SF and called it the Cretaceous Institute. It says Grady Bowles. I probably mispronounced that, but yeah, they do that a lot. Like in Top Gun, when Tom Cruise, I forgot his name, and I don't care. It goes up to his girlfriend's house, and they do it, and then he rides down to Miramar Air Base, and it was like 2 blocks away when it's actually like 30 miles because the house was in Oceanside. The house is still there, by the way. Evening, Nihilus, how are you? Anything to stick it to the man. Yes. I like to still fancy myself a bit of a rebel, like an old, aging, semi-conformist rebel. Yes, Trek 4, says official Dougie J. Gary, so Picard would pull a Janeway? Maybe. 25 minutes late. That's okay. You're right on time, DLS Master. You're right on time. I'd do a Romulan show along the lines of the way they were in the game. You know what? Is it me, or was there never enough Romulans? I never felt like we got a, we got some really good Klingon stories. We got God, tons of Borg, but never tons of Romulans. I was always a big fan of the Romulans. I would love to. Maybe we can like do a show on Vulcan. Uh, Only one man can stop crazy Picard trying to destroy the universe. Captain Wesley Crusher, says Lomo. Wesley V. Picard. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. What did I think of the Captain Marvel photos? I'm gonna have the most boring answer in the world for that. I mean, it's hard to. I mean, the uniform was definitely an improvement over the green one she's wearing early on. But yeah, it's definitely. See, I can't doubt Kevin Feige. If Kevin Feige's involved, I think he will be smart and just try to make a superhero movie and not worry about politics or any of this other crap that the media is going to play with and stuff. Um, I mean, that's mostly what we got out of Black Panther. We got a superhero movie, which was pretty damn good. So I think with Feige involved, I think that's what it'll be. The problem is that brand is so tainted from the comics right now that it's comic fans you're going to have a problem with because the character in the comics has gotten lame, like incredibly lame. So I don't know. But if you put that costume picture up to Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, DC's got you on that one, Marvel. Sorry, and it almost feels like a reaction to Wonder Woman. I know they had talked about the movie for the longest time, but they really had introducing her in the Avengers first is probably a good idea. But I will have a lot more on that on Friday when I have the gang here for the Friday night pie. I kind of want to save that one for Friday. I know it'll be old news by then, but I got to have my cohorts here for that one. Star Trek Academy with Decker, Ilea, and Savick. Scotty episode on Next Generation is on right now, says Ken Jack Ben. I have made the commitment because I wasn't really ready for when we reviewed Star Trek Discovery when it came out. For one, it was supposed to be a one-off. We kind of we're going to do it as a joke. We weren't going to continue covering the show. But then by our second recap, we were getting like thousands of views. So we're like, shit, we got to continue this. So we went through it, but I had not done my proper Star Trek homework before then, in canon and stuff. I try to, when a show starts, I try to rewatch the first season, do a little reading, be ready to go. Wasn't really ready to go with Star Trek. So my commitment, I'm ready for Star Trek Discovery season 2. I'm going to watch all the Star Trek series before the end of the year. So I'm going to be binging. I just got, because I never own these on Blu-ray. I don't know why, because I've always had them digital, but I got the original series Blu-ray on the way. And I got some other stuff. And yes, I could sign up for CBS All Access and watch them there, but I refuse to give them money until I need to for the channel. We need the wisdom from the mouth of Susan on that one. Yes, we do. Well, yeah, for clarity, yes, Man of Action. Absolutely. I agree. But as long as they just make a superhero movie, I don't have a problem with it. If they make it something else, which it could, then that's a big mistake. It's a big mistake. Too Good says, I'm a Star Trek encyclopedia. Awesome. I could be, I'm on some things, but I don't know. My memory's shot. I've gotten old. I've slept since then, done a few drugs in the 80s. I'm pretty good with with Game of Thrones. Song of Ice and Fire, I'm pretty good. Harry Potter, I'm pretty good. Spider-Man, I'm pretty damn good. But yeah, I couldn't say I'm an encyclopedia on anything. That's good. Yeah, my buddy in there, official Dougie J, he's pretty much an encyclopedia too. Great shows. That's why great shows. That's why STD pisses me off. Yeah, it pisses a lot of people off too. Good, it really does. All the Star Trek should be on Netflix and I believe Amazon Prime. Either one, yeah. Are they still on there? You know what, Nihilus? I'm also I don't know why, because it's so passe, but I like physical media. I like to own shit I really love, and yeah, I splurged. So yeah, I've got the original series Blu-ray on the way, and the next couple days I'm going to buy all the rest of them on Blu-ray. I always like to hold out for the latest, like 4K, but I don't think we're going to be getting anything in 4K from them soon. Game of Thrones season 1 came out on 4K. I haven't watched it yet though. Oh, another great show came out on Blu-ray, and I totally passed me by it, but I have to talk about it. It came out like a month ago. Actually a little more than a month ago, July 31st, Counterpart. If you guys have not seen Counterpart, a lot of times you'll see me on here bashing Star Trek Discovery. If you're new to the show, we cover mostly good TV here, and Counterpart is, now that we're pretty deep into 2018, I can officially say that Counterpart is the best new show of 2018 by far, like not even close. There's been a lot of good shows out, Castle Rock being one of them, but Counterpart was so satisfying. Every episode was great, not just good, great. The acting was so far beyond anything you will see acted, and it seems if you see it on the surface, you're like, that looks kind of boring and gray. Don't believe it. So if you haven't heard of it, I'll tease you a little bit. Too much would be a spoiler, but I mean, it's out there on this one that it's a spy drama, but it's sci-fi. And sometime in the past, we copied our reality. So there's a tunnel somewhere in Europe, and over this tunnel, there's a building, and there is copies of everybody. And but not everybody knows about it. It's just this one agency that's been copied over in the other reality, and they work together kind of to bottleneck the information so nobody knows about it. So it's a way to make a Cold War modern era spy drama without the real Cold War. We just made up a Cold War, and it's brilliant. It's so brilliant. So brilliant. So yes, definitely. It's $26 on Amazon, or I think you can get on Showtime for, I don't know how much Showtime costs, but it's not much. Paulie Simeon says, I watch Counterpart entirely on Neurotic Channel's recommendation. 9 out of 10. That is damn good. Yeah, I would say 9 out of 10. Paulie Simeon, I'm like you. I just don't throw out 10s. 10s don't get thrown out. Honestly, I don't know if I would give a 10 to anything. What would I give a 10 to? I'll have to get back to you on that. I would think about it with Counterpart, though. It's on Stars. Did I say Showtime? I'm sorry. It's on Stars. It is on Stars. I am corrected, Carrie Dalton. Thank you. I think I said that last time, too. Yes, it is on Stars. The same network as Ash versus Evil Dead was. Yeah, nothing's a 10, Paulie Simeon. Yeah. I'd say there might be a couple movies that are a 10. Like I would probably throw out, The Godfather as a 10. I'd say The Godfather's a 10. Good movie through and through. 26 on Amazon Prime. Bleh. $26. Just that for digital or for the Blu-ray? $26 isn't bad for a Blu-ray, but if you don't have that kind of money thrown on, then just get it on Stars. Get the Stars app. Silhouetted Animator says Legion is a 10. So far, Silhouetted Animator, we got to see where it ends. Because there would have been a time where I said Battlestar Galactica is a 10, but I like the ending, but I'm not going to say the ending was a 10. I would give Battlestar Galactica like an 8 out of 10 for me. I read the first 7 New Frontier Peter David books. Excellent. They should make a show about that. They probably will, Ken Jack Ben. And Peter David is a great writer. You know what he was really good at? He wrote some great movie novelizations. If you read the Spider-Man movie novelizations that he did were great. They were awesome. Oh, and he also like wrote some pretty badass comic books too, like the Hulk. Yes, I have every Star Trek in my queue, even the animated series, which I consider to be canon, says Ken Jack Ben. Yeah, that is a question we had for the Star Trek Discovery recaps. And we didn't get a general consensus. So I guess it's all like how you see it. So if you consider it Ken Jack Ben, if you consider it canon, then it is to you. How can I argue with that? The final word I heard was it was considered canon until Gene Roddenberry, before he died, said it wasn't. But then I don't know if it was Paramount or CBS later has said it's canon. But I've heard arguments on both sides. I say if you think it's canon, go ahead. Now, I'd because the cast does the voices and stuff. Books, no, I wouldn't consider books canon. Official Dougie J, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yes, Raiders of the Lost Ark is a 10. You're right. Good movie through and through. Even its mistakes are funny, like with the big piece of wood coming out of the bottom of the truck. Yeah, Peter Davis is just a good all-around writer and silhouetted animator. A funny guy, a really nice guy. He came over to one of our booths at Comic-Con and talked our ear off for like an hour. It was brilliant. I so fanboyed out on him. I couldn't say much, but Showbox app. You can watch Star Trek, the original series, and TNG on the app. Oh, there's all kinds of places I can go. For the longest time, I finally got cut off, but there was a back door into we were amongst friends here, right? So I used to work for Technicolor, and they had a big database with like all of their stuff on it, and they never took away my access. So I watched all kinds of stuff. Yeah. He said Peter David's novelization of After Earth wasn't so good though, but there was no fixing that story. I have not read it. The Last Crusade, isn't that 10? No. No. There was a long time where I liked The Last Crusade more than I like Temple of Doom, though. I'll tell you that right now. I kind of softened on Temple of Doom, but yeah. Peter David wrote some of my favorite comic books, X Factor, Fallen Angel being two of them. Fallen Angel was so good, Carrie Dalton. Yes, you are right. Crystal Skull, it doesn't exist. The Crystal Skull doesn't exist in my head. Doug was there. So the cool little story about the Crystal Skull. So official Dougie J, who's in the chat here, and I were friends when we were little kids. So we both honed our nerd skills. We were a team. We were very nerdy as kids. We discovered Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy together. It was Doug who really got me into Star Trek, Star Wars, all that stuff. So we would go to every movie. Doug actually accompanied me and my mom to Blade Runner. We saw Blade Runner in the theaters. So we saw Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think you and I saw it together 10 times. Had to be 10. Is that too much, Dougie? Maybe 8, 10 times. But yeah, so we saw the movie together. So when Crystal Skull came out, Doug came out. He was in San Diego at the time. He flew up to San Francisco so we could have like a reunion, and we had some dinner or lunch, I think it was, and then we went and saw Crystal Skull, and it sucked. It sucked so bad, and we were so bummed. We were so bummed. And I got back. I had the comic shop at the time, and I got back, and there was we had all the Dark Horse adaptations of Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones. I ripped them off the freaking wall and threw them in the trash. I had a little nerd hissy fit. Not one of my prouder moments. Uh, the fourth Indiana Jones story is The Fate of Atlantis. Carrie Dalton. That is true. What else is some trivia along with that comic? Alex Ross's first cover was for Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Um, I like to see Nova show up in the movies. Too good. I think they're setting that up with Thanos destroying. Oh God, why am I blanking on the name of the planet now? Um, I think that's the origin right there. So I think they'll flash back to that, and I don't know if they'll do Richard Rider or what, but yes, I think they'll. I think we're going to get Nova. And Nova's a cool character. Nova's a really cool character. I mean, it's basically the Marvel Green Lanterns, but since Thanos, God, why am this is called live stream brain fart. I know this. I know the name of the planet. I've known it for years and I can't think of it right now, but you know what I'm talking. Xandar, thank you. God damn it. So yeah, so they'll probably flash back to the destruction of Xandar, and yeah, you'll see the origin of Nova. I remember when I'm old enough to remember when the first comic came out. Too good. I don't know how old you are, but yeah, I bought that off the racks. Um, David Hill, I heard the news. Mecca can echo this. So they cast some female part today on the Dune movie, and then Tom on their live stream mentioned that they're thinking about splitting it into two films, which I think they really should. Um, I'm excited for that. I am. The Guardians of the Galaxy animated series connected the MCU as the Nova Corps with the Nova mythos from the comics. Cool. I watched the first few episodes, Silhouette and animated. It was pretty good. The Guardians cartoon. I haven't been a fan of a lot of the Disney stuff, but the Guardians one was okay. I liked it. I just didn't finish it. I have them all. That's right. That's right. So Doug and I were supposed to see Superman 2, but we saw Raiders instead, and you had to talk me into it. I remember that because I'm like, what? And you're like, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm about Raiders, like the fucking Oakland Raiders. Screw you. No, and he's all, no. It's made by Spielberg and Lucas. And I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Let's go. I was all about Superman 2 when that came out, though. God, love that movie. Even the horrible Lester directed one. I loved it. Gilgamesh, they have put the Watcher in the films. In The Last Guardians. It's funny though. I'm wondering if they had to work out a deal with Fox at the time, because I'm pretty sure the Watcher would be under the Fantastic Four rights. I could be wrong on that one, but the rights get Marvel Green Lantern Nova, isn't it Quasar? No. As far as the Nova Corps, that's what I'm talking about. Vapor N. They had the Nova Corps and the Green Lantern Corps, and they're basically like space cops. Years Captain Janeway returns to Earth, followed by the Borg. Haragon species 8472, prompting the Second Dominion War, which brings about the collapse of the Federation with the galaxy in shambles. Fuck. I'm in, Philip A. Demick. That sounds awesome. Yes. Kind of a bummer we never saw the Dominion War. Inspector Spacetime. You really want to see that adapted, Jody? Jody, you're a nerd. That's why we love you. Much better than Ultimate Spider-Man. Yes, it is silhouetted animator. It is. Dune could really be given a Game of Thrones money and serialized, but I'm scared they'll do another poor example of Dune, says Paulie Simeon. Yeah. Dune's one of those really not it's tough to adapt. I won't say impossible to adapt. You just need to find the right person to do it. Who that is, I have no idea. I will take your suggestions in the comments, like who would be good for Dune. The director off the top of my head would be good for Dune, but he'd never do it because he doesn't play well with others and he never finishes a project. But but yeah, maybe I was thinking Guillermo del Toro, but the thing is he puts his own imprint on stuff, and I really want to see, I like his imprint, but I'd want to see like a pure Dune. Yeah, Dune should be on HBO. HBO is going to be going through some changes, folks. I don't know if you saw their trailer with it had like 3 seconds of new Game of Thrones footage, but Game of Thrones so stood out compared to everything else they showed. Um, and they have a new boss now. I think you're going to see him start doing a little more genre stuff. That's why they're doing Watchmen, which looks awful, by the way. But uh, problem with Dune is the jihad theme would repel a lot of people. You could play with that though, couldn't you? Eh. What about the Last Crusade? I don't like. I don't hate the Last Crusade. I like it a lot. Uh, I kind of was okay at the time, Ken Jackman. I was very disappointed that Sean Connery played an academic. I was kind of hoping for two kick-ass guys going to do some kick-ass stuff, but then we just got Junior. But no, I like it. The thing that there's two things that stick out to me that just always kind of bother me in Temple of Doom and in Last Crusade. And and you can compare them to Raiders of the Lost Ark, but allow me to speak. The knight who was like 900 years old um, might have sounded good on paper. I just didn't. It didn't. And I know it's got the great line. You chose poorly. I know, but it was kind of to me. And then in Temple of Doom, them jumping out of a plane on an inflatable raft was like cartoony and silly. Um, I've grown to appreciate it now. I know they're like three completely different films. But when I was watching them as a youngster, those things stood out to me and kind of bugged me, but they don't anymore. I love them. I love all three of them. And I watch them again and again and again. But Raiders Lost Ark is like, to me anyway, and I'm from the Star Wars generation. I liked Raiders Lost Ark more than I like Star Wars. Always have, always will. Um, Terry Gilliam, yes, Terry Gilliam will be great again if that he's the same as Guillermo del Toro. If he could play with others and he could put his imprint on Doom, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You want to talk about one of my favorite all-time movies, Time Bandits? Love that movie. We love the Orville and Galaxy Quest now more than the official Star Trek show. That's being pushed on us right now. Sign of the times. It is. It is. It's listen, don't you think Star Trek Discovery would love to have people what is everybody saying about the Orville? Pretty much across the board. I can't wait for the Orville to come back. That's about it. That's the only thing being said about the Orville right now. There is no debate. There is nothing. I guess the only debate is how come so many of the critics hated that, but they loved the hell out of Star Trek Discovery. I don't think it's changed much on Rotten Tomatoes. And again, the last 2 years, you've seen the split from fandom and the media when the media has just become, as you see these big corporations buying up and gobbling up other corporations. Well, a lot of these media companies, if you really dig deep enough, you'll find out a lot of the websites that I go to are owned by Viacom or CBS. They're, you'll find out that they're bought out by some sub company that if you dig deep enough, it's owned by Viacom, owns so much shit. It's unbelievable. So they're all in their pockets. That's why I really encourage you. And you guys are doing this anyway, because you're fucking smart. You're all smart in here. Not just because you come here, but because you come to YouTube, because you've come to YouTube because there's some people you find entertaining, but you also know that, jackass in his room with a microphone and his internet, I'm not in anybody's pocket yet. I mean, now if they want to come with a big check, I got a family to feed. You'd all understand, right? But I'd wink, going, Star Trek Discovery is the greatest thing ever. No, I don't think I could ever do that. I'd end up altering the deal. All hail the Orville. That's right, Mecca. Mecca Random 42. Damn straight. Oh, and all hail Doomcock. I haven't seen Doomcock. I haven't heard from Doomcock in a couple days. I was kind of hoping he would stream tonight. Tom, did you miss something? So Deadline Hollywood reported. Okay, all right. So let me start this. I was going to do a live stream. It all started when I was a kid. No, I was going to do a live stream and I had no idea what I was going to talk about. So I was going to like, maybe I should talk about renewing Preacher, but I wanted to do a separate video on that. Do we want to talk about the Captain Marvel stuff? Well, no, because Midnight's Edge had kind of done that. So I recommend you go check out their reaction because it's not too different from my own. And it's well more thought out. And I wanted to save a bunch of news for Friday night. I don't want to like step on all the stuff that Dennis has been cultivating. So this just landed in my lap. Somebody shot it to me right when I got home. And I wouldn't even have talked about it if it wasn't in Deadline Hollywood. Now, Deadline Hollywood is the one rag that I will give credit to. It doesn't, I mean, everyone clickbaits, but this one is overall pretty good. All right. They don't really run with hyperbole and they don't do like really nasty clickbait stuff. So I could say that Deadline's a pretty good website. So when I saw it there, Tom, so I'll share it again if you want to reset this, because this is just basically a live stream, folks. There. So Deanna Troi was out to dinner with the whole gang got back together except for Jonathan Frakes, and they had a dinner, and it spawned this article. And it was from this picture. So they all got together, had some. They look all happy. That looks great. Good. Troy's looking good. I met Brent Spinner. He came into one of our events in San Francisco. I was doing a charity event, and he just kind of walked in, and it was brilliant. And he hung out, and he was really nice. LeVar Burton. Yeah, they all look super happy. So that spawned a big old article. And the article said it spawned a bunch of stuff on Twitter, which I didn't see. That there's speculation that there might be a reunion on the Picard series, which I kind of say, duh, of course it will be. Of course there will be. Hail Doomcock. Yes. And hail Midnight's Edge. What's up, Tom? Is that Tom or Rob? I'm assuming it's Tom. Because Rob would come in as Rob, right? So. Oh, you saw the pic on Twitter? Yeah, I didn't. Well, I mean, I was only on the only Twitter checking I did was checking out your guys' stuff. I like that. Mr. Pete's channel needs 500 subs. Hey, I love that. Market yourself in your title. That is way to go. That's awesome. I love that. Man, I remember when we hit 500. I was so happy. I was so freaking happy. I could not believe 500 people would subscribe to our channel. And yeah, I'm happy with what we have. Totally. Yes, it's Tom. Everybody, welcome Tom. We have wow, we have 2/3 of the tribunal here. By the way, I would have you guys just finished, or I would have invited you on. I feel like such a dick now, but yeah, I want to invite you two on like Friday or Monday. I don't know what your schedule is, so but we'll back channel it. I don't know if those days work for you, but I want to get you guys on. By the way, you need to subscribe to Midnight's Edge After Dark and Mecha Random 42. They are both amazing channels. Becca needs 7,000 subs. You're getting close. You're getting close. I think Midnight's Edge, you guys have like thousands and thousands of subs. So, and they have 2 channels. They also have Midnight's Edge. Great channels. I've actually been listening to Midnight's Edge and Midnight's After Dark for years. So it was an honor to meet him. And Tom came on a video. And by the way, Tom, it's like one of our best performing videos in the last few months. It's like got over 10,000 views, which is great for this channel for an hour-long live stream. So you brought some class to the operation. Really appreciate that. And yeah. Yeah. My partners in crime. We become a YouTube little family. It's kind of cool. Going on the internet, making friends. It- Tom says, "Yeah, the main channel does okay." Yeah, yeah. I saw my little Star Trek lawsuit video. I'm all, yeah, 10,000 views, and I saw the Midnight's Edge. It's like 200,000 views. I'm like, oh, I got ways to go. Good night, silhouetted animator. Have sleep well. Dream of awesome animated things. Uh, oh, 10,000 subs by December. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a great Christmas present. You had something to do with it. You were very good in that video, Tom. So thank you for coming on. I definitely think you had something to do with it. Doomcock is a great match for making. Is a great matchmaker for you YouTubers. Yes, he is. He is. It's match YouTube PM with Doomcock. Press the button, TM. Uh, lick the like, even if you lurk, says Pauly Simeon. Yes, don't forget to lick that button, everybody. Don't look at the Pine / Hemsworth video. Didn't I look at that? I've watched all your videos. I need to go back and watch that one you were talking about, the streaming wars one. I want to watch that one. I don't know if I caught that one or not. Rotten Tomatoes is supposedly going to be getting new management. Isn't it partly owned by like two of the big studios? Doesn't Warner Brothers own part of it? And I want to say Disney, maybe? You would know, Tom. He's putting together a legion of Doomcock. Nice. Oh, damn. The Pine Hemsworth video is almost at 1 million views. Brilliant. Someday, Tom. I'm happy. Yeah, our biggest one is 60,000. I'm really happy with that. Let me get up there. No, I don't know if I saw your former. Is your former post up here a little way, Mary? I'll look up. Oh, Rob, what's up? How's it going, Rob? Hey, I'm the guy who discovered him. Yes, I remember it was your voice who told. I was listening at the end of a podcast, and you're like, "You got to check out this guy Doomcock." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go check him out." And I was like, "I'm in love." What did I miss? Okay, you said hi, Mr. Pete, and then what did you say before that? You said yay random, yay random. We can say it again. I'm sorry. Okay. I got it, Mary. Thanks for pointing it out. I talked to Doomcock this morning. He's been working on doing a commentary video of The Last Jedi for his patrons. Oh, which I am one, so I can't wait. He said he'll be back when he is done. Yes, he's very busy in editing videos. Well, and then he's got to watch The Last Jedi again. I mean, he probably could only watch it in like 5-minute pockets. And then he has to go, like, I don't know, loosen his helmet a little bit because the blood pressure is getting too high. Rotten Tomatoes was bought by Fandango. Oh, by the way, Midnight's Edge, great video on God damn it, Movie Pass. That was a great video. Good job, Rob. That Movie Pass was a complete clusterfuck. I thought it was a good idea, but I was wondering why the theaters would want to play along with that. But I mean, if they don't do something like that, they're all going to die. There's a huge theater near me that's empty all the time now. It has 2 floors, and they've completely closed down the second floor. They don't open the concessions up there anymore. There's 20 some odd theaters. They're all big. This thing is massive. It's a big city movie theater, and they have about 7 people working in there at any time, like even on the busiest nights. Hats off to Rob on that one. If you're still in there, Rob, that was a really, really good video. Please check it out. It's their movie if you want to know what happened with Movie Pass. So, what am I being thanked for? Nothing. You got I Met Your Mother on the background. I am way better than that show, Rob. Come on. Come on, buddy. No, I'm thanking you for your Movie Pass video. It was very good. There you go. See, Jody says Midnight's Edge After Dark. Your video on Movie Pass was super innovative, but then again, I have always come to expect that from you folks. Look at that. That's some high praise right there. Jody's good dude. Mine's the exact same way. Then the popcorn and the Coke suck. Yeah. Oh, that sucks when the Coke sucks. Find a new dealer, man of action. Sorry. My package from Colombia. Worf is going to look like a Klingork. Yeah. Yeah. How do they deal with that when they have to do when? Yeah, that's so fucked up. That really irritates me. It's an old saying, but it's a true saying. This is why we can't have nice things. That's why I was screaming to myself when I was listening to the Midnight's Edge before you got into the Beatles talk, which was really good. I just heard it, you were breaking down that CBS stuff with Les Moonves, and I couldn't even pretend to understand. There's some shenanigans going on, and there's a big old power play. And of course, there's the Les Moonves, being a perv allegedly, and then there's some stock shenanigans and tomfoolery going on, and who knows what's going to happen. But in the end, we're getting screwed because we have 2 bizarro Star Treks out there, and we just, and if they got it together, they would just make money. They would make more money. How can you mess up with a Coke? Well, if you don't cut it right enough, Jody. Oh, you talking about the soda? Because they have these big syrup packets that they just mix with soda water. So if you don't have your mixture right, it could suck. It could be watery. And never cut your Coke with laxative. Okay, it's not nice. People will get mad. Trust me. Spiky Wharf boobs. And Apple Crow, that's the kind of thing I'm usually for. I am all for Klingon sex. All right. Like if you're going to do it, do it. But that was like torture, kind of rapey sex. It was really bad. CBS is having issues. Yes. I pretty much admitted it, but his excuse was pretty much, I'm sorry. I didn't know I couldn't do that. Yeah. Excuses are like, you know what? It feels like we're in the darkest timeline. It kind of is. What comedian was it? Patton Oswalt? I think it was Patton Oswalt when he was good. He was talking about like somewhere our timelines have diverged, and it was probably at 9/11 or something like that, and somewhere the Twin Towers are still standing, and I don't know. The Chargers are still in San Diego. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm the only one who cares that the Chargers left San Diego. Farpoint Station, $2. I'd have read that for free, man. Thanks for the $2. Star Trek Discovery Season 2, more gratuitous ash to mouth. That is terrible. Mecca, yes, this was Patton Oswalt. Sorry, I'm fucking laughing my ass off right now. That was a good one. Thank you. A super chat for the ages from Farpoint Station. Uh, living up to your chat reputation. Uh, I got to go soon. Work in the AM. Grumble. Yeah, me too. But it's only 9:38 here. So Tom, take it easy. And both you two and Rob too. You guys are welcome too. We need to get you on soon. Like soon, like within a week or something like that. We'll see. Oh, Mr. Pete's channel needs 500 subs. If you want to keep your way up to 500 subs, you will not bring up that point that the Chargers did start in LA. I don't care. I would that fuck. So we don't get a sports talk, but my family had season tickets from 61 on, and yeah, you talk about ripping your heart out. I don't even care about football. Was like the only real sport I was into anymore. I kind of like got bored with most of them, and now I just am done with sports forever. I'm not finding a new team. The NFL can go suck it. Comic books don't lose. Comic books could suck, but I could always just go buy another comic book. I sat in a city in San Diego where I hear about Cleveland and all this other fucking San Diego is the city of losers. We have never won shit. Our only championships were like fucking indoor soccer. Okay. Yeah. I went to our one Super Bowl, watched the 49ers kick the living shit out of us, and I paid $900 for the privilege. Yeah, screw you, NFL. Star Trek is better than the NFL. Not Star Trek Discovery, though. No. Space Vikings with a dash of Bushido thrown in. On the surface, that sounds great. Your laugh is almost as freaky. My laugh is freaky as Mark Hamill's Joker? No, I am not Doomcock. I will repeat what Tom says. Doomcock is a very intelligent, well-read person. Okay. I have moments. I can be clever at moments, but I'm mostly just just wading my way through life. I'm kind of like just bumping into things, and hopefully I won't be around any sharp objects. Am I going long tonight? I'm going to go for another 20 minutes. It's kind of a personal question, Jody. I'm just kidding. Hey, Dan Fouts had a hell of an arm. Too bad those teams never won anything. I watched them all, Rob. I watched them all. Air Coryell was fucking awesome. Dan Fouts is the reason I have a beard right now. Guy is my fucking hero. Always has been my hero. Always will be. Love Dan Fouts. Yeah, you don't need to go to you could just stay here soccer's getting better here, although they hate us for saying soccer. We have a gold medalist. I've mentioned this before. So my wife's cousin, Allie Wagner. I don't know if any of you heard her if you're in the women's soccer. She's an announcer now. She was the first female announcer for the World Cup. She was on the gold medal team that beat China. And that's my wife's cousin, Allie Wagner. She's awesome. She's really cool. She has 4 kids. She had triplets. That kind of ends your soccer career. Who says your laugh is freaky? You're fine, man. I think Jody was just messing around, but thanks, Cardinal Doomsday. I appreciate that. I honestly don't get why Doomcock lets me on the tribunal. I'm hot-headed dummy most of the time. Okay, stop. You're self-deprecating, which is, you know what? I find self-deprecation a sign of confidence. But after I acknowledge the super chat, I will get back to you, Mecca. $5 super chat from Agent Future, from the future, man. Gary, how do you feel about movie theaters have a do-it-yourself concessions and there's no more customer service? I feel like the customer service was so meh there anyway, because honestly, I don't blame it on the kids. The kids are getting paid dick. So the fact that they don't spit in my popcorn, I'm happy. I'm okay with self-service as long as people are not animals about it and we're all civil and don't take too much and don't make a mess of the place. But we know what's going to happen with that Agent Future. We're messy. We're messy, messy people. I want theaters to, because here's what I think will happen to theaters. I think the megaplexes will go away because, I mean, the average rent on those places is like $50,000 to $100,000 a month here in the big city. Okay, that's a lot of fucking money to bring in. I think the little single theaters, which there's a ton of here in San Francisco. What you do is you get a private owner or you get some citizens group to. There tons of towns have like rotting out old theaters. A lot of towns here in California have started getting citizen groups together, and you buy them and you make a movie theater. My dream has always been to have a comic shop in front, and then a two I'll settle for one, but a two theater movie theater in the background where you pay me $1 and we're just rolling old classic superhero movies, Saturday morning serials all day long. But that's who knows if that'll happen, but that is my dream. That is my dream. That is what I've wanted that. Thanks, Philip A. Demick. I love Junior Seau too. I did. Yes, I almost played against him in high school. I was on the bench. He was on El Camino. I was at San Diego. I had jumped up to varsity and yeah, in 10th grade, but I was also like really high on drugs and about to get kicked out. So I only ended up I got benched because I was not showing up to practice and all that stuff. And then I eventually got kicked out of school. So random. Back to you. Thank you for the super chat, Agent Future. Random. The reason you're on the tribunal is because you're smart and you're a true blue nerd to the core. Just what Anti-Trekker said about you. I completely echo that 100%. There is nothing not nerd about you. All right. You're the nerd. You're the one. You paid your dues, random. You have paid your dues. Have you paid your dues, Jack? The check is in the mail. No, okay. You're the one who came up with Star Trek is made for people who are basically millennials, but like also just people with short attention spans. That Star Trek Discovery is made for people who are looking at their phones and need to look up once in a while to watch the explosion. I thought that was incredibly smart take. I was blown away. I was like, whoa. That was one of those eye-opening takes. I was like, God damn. So that's why you're there. You belong there. I'm wondering about my participation. But hopefully I can not let you guys down. But you definitely belong there. What's up, Tarka Jedi? Hi, everyone from Brizzy, Australia. Just wanted to take a moment to say good day. Have fun. Yeah, I put that in there. Listening even when I can miss the shows live. Doors and corners. Cheers. We love Tarka Jedi. Always checking in from down under. I'm going to call you Bruce to avoid confusion, though. Is that okay? If you kind of properly, there's 3 different versions of Trek at the moment: Prime, Calvin, and whatever the hell Star Trek Discovery is. Yes, but I was talking about like what we're actually getting. We're still getting the Calvin, and we're still getting whatever the hell Star Trek Discovery is, but we aren't still getting the Prime. That's gone. But it's still out there. So you're right. It's still out there. But yeah, I can't wait till I've all binged all the series. I'll be so ready for Star Trek Discovery season 2. The future is messy. I thought it was female DJD show, but the future is messy. Yes. 6,000 subs soon. The Expanse party. Take care, everyone. Bye from Australia. Yes. Oh, we're gonna have to do something fun if we hit 6,000 that quick. I was not expecting that, but we've gotten tons of shout outs from our friends here in the chat, and that's helped a lot. So I really appreciate that. You guys are all right. So how many subs does Pete's channel have right now? I'll go look later. I'll go sub to you. I know about they expect to make money. $5 says if management or corporation knew what they would be pissed though. Oh, I don't know how they expect to make money. No, I don't know how they expect to make money either. That's awesome that Rob and Tom are here. I feel honored. Ah, this is cool. I was not supposed to be here today. I wasn't even gonna do this. Kelvin Trek is not canon. No. Rover, USS Rover. It is not. Doomcock's Law of Canon makes absolute sense. Go check out the video. He lays it out pretty good. And I agree with it 100%. I quit watching the NFL back in 2001 after a hell of people cheated and nobody went to jail. Yeah, or all the women that got the shit kicked out of them and nobody went to jail. All the people who got murdered and nobody went to jail. Yeah, that had something to do with it too, Ken Jack Ben. That was yeah. But everything's okay because 1 month out of the year they wear pink on their uniforms, so that makes everything better. Okay. Gary, I'm really a lot more excited to see the Orville, unless STD season 2 is totally awesome. I'll maybe see it eventually, but not in any hurry. That would I listen. I think if they truly turned it around and made it good, I'll be honest about it. I'll say, yeah, it's good now and great. Then we win. We get good Star Trek, but that would be the single most amazing turnaround in television history. And seeing the people who are involved, yeah. If they would have like washed out the creators and brought in like a Noah Hawley or a Ronald D. Moore or somebody like that, fuck yeah, I would totally be confident that we'd be getting something better, but we're not. Now, my Jody, my check cleared. It's obvious that my check cleared. Philip A. Demick says, I consider the Star Trek animated series to be canon because many of the stories are taken directly from the first set of Star Trek novels. I mean, like I do too, but I don't know what the Tom. What's the official word on, or Rob or Mecca? What is the official word on the animated series canon? The last I heard is Gene Roddenberry said no, but then I don't know if it was Paramount or Viacom said it was. That was a big debate during the recaps when we were doing Star Trek Discovery recaps, because was the first holodeck is technically on in the animated series, so. So Naker says those were written for the animated series, but they later ended up as books. I said on the red shirts that were a couple of moments that almost felt like Star Trek. Then they kill somebody or blow something up and it was gone, says Rob. Yeah. Rob, I mean, yeah, there was like times I really tried to like the show. I was like, okay, this week I'm gonna give it a fair shake. And by the end of each recap, I just like, yeah, I hated it. Gene said it's not canon, says Mecha Random 42. That's what I remember. I count it, but officially I have no idea. And I think that's what we do is I count it too. I mean, I'm going to go one further, and I count William Shatner's The Return as canon just because it makes me feel better about Kirk and his ridiculous ending in Generations. Man, there's a good thing I didn't have a YouTube channel back then. Fuck. That was some flaming nerd rage at the end of that movie. Clerks 3 delayed. Why? Was there going to be a Clerks 3? Kevin's health? Kevin's going to be doing a lot of stuff, though. Hopefully, Comic Book Man is not one of them. I'd rather have him do more Clerk stuff. I love Clerks. Silent Bob 2 is going to be, it's going to be filming soon. I didn't know there was a Silent Bob 1. I had a guy working in my comic shop. His name was Dinosaur Bob, but he was the true Silent Bob. And I don't know why I had him working there because he didn't talk. And he wasn't a mute or anything. He just didn't talk. Yeah, and I have this weird inherent distrust of quiet people, probably because I talk too much. But I loved Bob for some reason. He was a great employee. I mean, did every like cleaned up, was just like didn't have to ask him to do anything, but he just wouldn't talk. um, I gotta find so for a gag, we had him on one of our podcasts. We kept up asking him stuff, and he'd just go, "Yeah, I think so. Yeah." I gotta find that. I miss Bob. The animated series that had Zints, Larry Niven's aliens from the Man Zin War. Would have loved to have seen them adapt it into a Star Trek setting. She's a nerd that makes fun of other nerds, and that's how much of a nerd she is. Speaking of Mecha, yes. That's part of being a nerd is making fun of other nerds. That's why I get so ticked when I hear toxic fandom. It's like, you guys, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with being fish. Fish is a term for new people in certain areas. So there's nothing wrong with having some fish around, but like when the new people show up and then they want to change everything to fit, their ideals when they're coming to another community instead of adapting, assimilating, all right, to the community. That's what gets my panties in a bunch. And that's why, Mecca just keeps it real. She reminds the other ladies and dudes, that there's a lot of stuff that needs to be respected. Doesn't mean we can't have new stuff. Doesn't mean we don't like new stuff. Just don't shit all over the stuff that like brought you here. Okay. Or the people who helped bring, I mean, like if it wasn't for us old nerds who, you've heard this a million times, but, and this argument goes for comic shops. If it wasn't for comic shops, there'd be no superhero movies. It's the same thing for fandom. We don't have a toxic fandom. We have toxic media and toxic studios. Well said. Well said. That's exactly what we have. The fandom is just the fandom. That's what it is. But the studios have taken up this new marketing technique, which I think is bold. Little out of the box thinking, attacking your customer. I mean, ill-advised, but bold strategy. Bold strategy. Agent Future, I agree with you on the toxic media and studio. Yes, toxic creators. The vast majority of creators are cool. Okay, they are, but there are a large amount. Mostly stay away from Twitter, but you think they'd be on Twitter pushing their wares, like plugging their stuff, but they're not. They're way more interested in their own ideas on stuff, which none of us really care about. And toxic directors as well. Yes. I guess we can talk a little bit about, so I did a video that nobody watched, but I'm sticking with it. So I'm trying to practice doing recorded videos because I want, we've gotten some requests that people don't have time to watch the big live stream. So maybe giving them a short version. So I'm going to pump some more of those out. Not a lot. And we're going to still just do everything live here because it's better for time. And I like interacting with you guys. I don't like just talking to myself, but I did a video on Star Trek, Star Trek winning the Governor's Award at the Emmys, which on the surface is fine. It's great. It's overdue, whatever. The Emmys are a sham, a 20th century model. Awards are lame, and we don't need them anymore. There was a time I really cared. Like I gave a shit. When Lord of the Rings won Best Picture, I was so fucking happy. That was a win for all nerds, and they should have won, 3 years in a row, in my opinion, but like, fuck, well, I'll take it, for, it wasn't even the best movie of the trilogy, but that's fine. I'll take it. Now we don't need them. but they need us. They need us to watch because their ratings are in the crapper. So they're giving Star Trek a Governor's Award 2 years after their 50th anniversary, which makes no sense. But then it clicked. Well, there's a lawsuit going on. People hate Star Trek Discovery. They need a win. You know, a donation here, a pat in the back there, handshake there, a promise of something. There's a Governor's Award for Star Trek Discovery. So what gets announced today? Kathleen Kennedy is getting the Governor's Award for the for the Academy Awards. Which, if you look over her body of work up until her taking over Lucasfilm, it is undeniable that her name has been attached to more classic movies than pretty much anybody. I mean, it's also along with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and her husband, the great Frank Marshall. But interesting timing of this award. That's all I'm saying. So like, she needs a win right now. So we're in the month that everybody's been predicting she's getting fired, and all of a sudden they announce that they're giving her award. Yeah, I just think it's interesting timing. All right, Tom, good night. Yes, I'm going to be wrapping up here in a few minutes. This like went way longer than I thought it would, but hope you're all having a good time. Yeah, I would support a boycott for CBS. Yeah, I mean, simply, you don't need to boycott it. Just don't spend your money. Simply spend your money on something else. And, I've already bought CBS All Access for the channel for review purposes only. So I hate to give them my money, but it's for the channel. Yeah. So our subscription starts up in, I think, October or something. Yeah, but I'm not going to go there until I have to actually review Star Trek Discovery. I'm not going to give them a single view on anything else. I'm not going to help them in any way else, but I also cannot like illegally download anything. It's totally against everything in my nature. As much as I'd love to, it's still, I mean, just for me, I don't do it. But, if other people do, I don't judge. I do not judge. Please subscribe to Midnight's Edge After Dark. Tom and Rob, thank you both for coming in tonight. They had a great live stream tonight with Mecca. Go check it out. And I will be talking to you guys real soon. I hope. Do I have an Android tablet? Asks a Rover USS Rover. I have an Android phone. It's one of the big ones that I've dropped many, many times, but thanks to my Otter case, it's still good. But I have a Mac computer. I use both Mac and PC. Yeah, I kind of got to go. It's 10. I got to wake up at 5. Got to hit the gym and go to work. So I think cross your fingers, guys. But I think I got, because Mrs. Nerdrotic and Dennis both finished Jack Ryan, and I talked them into, because they used to do a podcast together a long time ago that nobody watched, was iZombie. They used to do iZombie together, and I didn't watch iZombie. So they're going to return to review Jack Ryan tomorrow night. Cross your fingers. And I'll be here too in the chat, but it's going to be them reviewing Jack Ryan. So you get to see Dennis and Mrs. Nerdrotic tomorrow night. I think that'll be fun. And she has not been on in a long time. I think the last time she was on, we had, I think, 1,000 subs. So she'll be kind of blown away at the chat. It'll be pretty cool. STD Picard will have herpes. Well, that'd be interesting. That would add some drama. Blasted Heath. I watch shows with alternative methods. Marcus Kahn, and again, I do absolutely, and I mean this in all seriousness, I do not judge. Things are expensive, and you can also look at it that if you've bought a Blu-ray in the past, or I mean, how many times have they made us repeat buy stuff when the format changes or anything. And they didn't make us. I mean, we chose to do it, but like how many times how many times have I bought the White Album? Fuck, I've lost count. I don't regret it, but you can use that. I don't because I I really get on my kid if he does, and I can't like get on my kid if he does if I do it. So I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid being a hypocrite as a parent, but I try to do it as much as possible. I don't know if that makes any logical sense, but when Napster was around, I stole all kinds of shit. I have a massive music digital library from Napster. Thank you very much. Yes, Agent Bossy Boots is going to be in the house. That's her handle, by the way, is Bossy Boots. Gary, will you ever join Friday Night Tights too? Any special guests on this one? She will not be joining Friday Night Tights. I am hoping to have a couple special guests, but I have to actually invite them first and see if they can make it. But yes, I'm putting out some invitations for Friday. And if they can't make it, possibly Monday, so somebody can join me on the nooner. But the reason I don't, I hate to bug people. It's not like there's people I want on the channel all the time. I'd love to have other YouTubers on the channel all the time, but I hate to bug. And so many of us are live streaming now. And I'm really trying to be conscious of not stepping on, Mecca's live streams or Mead's or Doomcock's. But we're in somewhat communication now, so I don't think that'll be happening. The highlight of Napster was getting a U2 album a week before it was released, says Carrie Dalton. Yeah. Oh, yes, I remember. The highlight for me was getting the Pink Floyd, like the true Pink Floyd discography that had like every bootleg, everything. Dude, just ask and I'll go live at the drop of a hat. Okay, Mecca, then I should have asked you tonight. I'm sorry. All right. Well, join us Friday then. If you're not doing anything Friday night, Mecca, I cordially invite you to join us on Friday Night Tights. It's 8 p.m. Pacific. I'll give you all the details. Would love to have you on. Come as long as you could leave when you want. Like I told Doomcock, and I'll say to same to Tom and Rob, you have the keys to Neurotic's house. I hide the key under the planter. But just don't go through my underwear drawer. Well, it's got a lock on it, so. Sorry, I'm reading chat. God damn, you got to remind. Like I'm doing the show by myself. I don't think I'm doing anything Friday. That's good. I did a computer job, got 2 gigs of big band music as a part payment. You did, you did. Hey, if that's cool. If you're happy with that, I would take that. My Mrs. Neurotic does hair, and she does all kinds of shit for trade. I mean, we get like we don't pay for the lawyer. The stuff I used to trade comics for. Oh, well, for one, I had a lawyer on retainer and I would just give him comics. Melissa can get all kinds of shit done. She's got a couple lawyers on retainer just for hair. So, tattoos. We have a tattoo artist on retainer. I haven't got one in a couple years, but, I think I know what's going to go on this one though. Very excited about that. Yeah, I keep my smoke in my underwear drawer. Good night, everyone. Too good. Well, now I know where it is. Too good. I can't tell you what I keep in my underwear drawer. Absolutely something I've learned in LA, but when it's done to me, I try not to hold up the grudge. Oh, you're talking to Jody there. All right, Random, we'll have you on Friday night. And God dang, there's still 55 people. So has anybody got any questions before I take off here? If not, that's fine. Our next show will be tomorrow night at 7:30 ish with Dennis and Mrs. Nerdrotic, reviewing Jack Ryan. Then Friday Night Tights is our open podcast where we have Dennis and Susan. We will have Mecca joining us if she can make it. And we just talk about the latest news. It's an open chat, kind of like this is. We usually have a very good time. Susan is brilliant. Dennis is brilliant. Mecca is brilliant. And yeah. Philip A. Demick, aliens can track you through your tattoos. That is what I'm hoping for. I want to go home, Philip. We're trying to go home. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, we will. Mecca doesn't have to watch that, though. So we will be reviewing the first episode of Iron Fist Season 2, spoiler-free. For a few minutes Friday night, and then Saturday or Sunday we'll do a full season review. We might even do it in 2 parts depending on how good it is. It looks better than season 1 for sure. Not your inventory, LOL. I got plenty of people at work right now taking my inventory, Mary. And not the kind of inventory we're supposed to be doing. Yes, I was very happy. There you go. So you got what you wanted, Rover, USS Rover. That's good. It's so tempting. I mean, you could still get it. I mean, it's so tempting to get like the Beatles discography or that's what got me in a lot of trouble with Napster towards the end. I wasn't searching just albums. I wanted, like, if I just looked up a band, I wanted everything they did. So you just hit discography and boom, you got it all. Like Ghost. It's funny that Mecca just got into Ghost. I got into Ghost. I'm going through the same thing you did. I found this band. I was listening. I still have, okay, I'm ancient. So I still have my satellite radio in my car. I just haven't gotten rid of it, but I only listen to Ozzy's Boneyard. That's all I listen to. Cause, unless there's the punk rock channel, they do the punk rock hour on, I forgot what channel for a little while, but I just listened to Ozzy's Boneyard and I heard this song. I'm like, God, who's this band? They're fucking awesome. And I found out it was a band called Ghost, and holy shit. And then I went out and just bought everything they had. I just bought everything they had. I want to get some of their stuff in vinyl, but oh, you're going in November? Brilliant. Yeah, they just played here a few months ago and I couldn't go, but I'm going to go to the next one. They're perfect. I mean, like, where has this band been? This is they won a Grammy and like nobody cared. But they're like what music needs. They're theatrical, they fucking rock. Yeah, it's cool. And it's like, what, a Swedish band or something like that. And yeah, Ghost is pretty much everything I like in a band kind of wrapped up in the one. So yeah, it's very happy with Ghost. Ken Jack Ben says, I don't illegally download, I illegally stream. That's not as bad in my opinion. I mean, you're not keeping it, you're just watching it, and you're not sharing it. You're just simply looking. You're a voyeur. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I can't say I haven't done that. Remember when all those was season 5 Game of Thrones had like 2 or 3 episodes leak early? And if you go to the Free Folk Reddit, they're not as good as they used to be, but yeah, they used to post them there, or at least you could find a way to get them from there. Yes, Ghost hits all the sweet spots. Yeah, it's a good band. It's a damn good band. All right, good night. God bless. I'm headed over to Aloha. Okay. And yeah, I think that's a good time to end it. I think it's a good time to end it. It's 10:12. Everybody, we had 55 people in here and up. Great chat as always. Real quick, Felipe Diaz, all the people I know told me to watch Iron Fist season 1, so I'm wondering if I'm missing something or just catch up on the other shows. Felipe Diaz, I would Wikipedia Iron Fist season 1. I would watch Luke Cage episode 10, which is the best episode of Iron Fist thus far. I would even skip the Defenders, and then just jump into season 2. Season 2 looks like it's going to give you enough flashbacks and show you a proper origin anyway. So, time is valuable, man. So like, yeah, season 1's not that great. If you have a lot of time, I wouldn't sit and binge it. I would like watch an episode a week or something like that. But Yes, remember to thumbs up and hit the like button. I don't we got a Patreon and all that stuff. I don't plug that stuff enough, but yeah, it's okay. It's all right. And we got a couple super chats. I got to thank those people. Hang on just a second. Let's go. All right, we got Grady Broyles, $5. Feisty fan for $4.99. Farpoint Station with one for the ages. More gratuitous ash to mouth, which that was just damn funny. $2. Thank you so much. And Agent Future for $5. Thank you for the super chats. I truly appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Who were Man of Action, Felipe Diaz, Rover, USS Rover, Mary Ashby, Jody, Ken Jack Ben, Philip A. Demick, Mecha Random 42, Felipe Diaz, Too Good, Kerry Dalton, Marcus Kahn, the DJD Shadow, Naker. Sorry if I got that wrong. You can correct me in the future. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Yes, we also had Rob in here too. I forgot what his handle is though. It's Robot Shlomo. Of course, Rob was in here. Agent Future, who also gave us the super chat. Mr. Pete's channel needs 500 subs. I think he still needs 500 subs, people. And anybody new up here? Pen Farm Girl. And it's only letting me go. So if I missed anybody, I am truly sorry. Again, we have a Patreon. Check it out. Patreon.com/Nerdrotic. You get stuff. And everybody have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Had a really good time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And if you get a chance, like tell a friend, share this. Yeah, we'd really love to. Oh, also, again, sub to Mecha Random 42. She's getting close to 7,000 subs. That's really important. I want her to hit it. That'd be cool. And yeah, and check out Midnight's Edge After Dark. And of course, all hail Doomcock. May the small folk sing songs of your greatness.